like a thief, and you stole the crown. Your lies keep piling up, and we watch them weigh you down. The fair agree that you stole, they run the whole fucking show. But we are not afraid, and we will not let go. The bigots rise, and you fan the flames. You build an empire of fear and pain. You're hand in hand with the billionaire scum, selling out this country while you play dumb. Burn it all down! Tear the walls apart! We will not bow! We will not lose heart! We will put an end to the hate! We will put an end to your lies! We will stand side by side! And we will rise! You think these cages are built for the poor and for the weak, for the families torn apart while you laugh and tweet? Look at the puppets dance to the corporate sound, but we are still here and we will stand our ground! There is blood on your hands! We have seen the truth erased! You put the prophets first! Instead of the people you've displaced. History is watching, and it won't soon forget. It may not be you this time, but you could soon be next. Burn it all down, tear the walls apart. We will not bow, we will not lose heart. We will put an end to the hate. We will put an end to your lies. We will stand side by side, and we will rise! Rise! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Burn it all down! Tear it all apart! Lies on the screen from the deadline machine! Burn it all down! They killed the American dream! Go play an escalator! A tower built on decay! Smiling like a tyrant while the world fades away! Fear and hate is the name of your game! Divide the people and shift all the blame! The truth is dead! You sold them for fame! History won't forget your name! Fake empire! Built on greed! Fascist clown! Watch it bleed! Break the chains! Fight the fire! Dethrone the king! Take it higher! Rockets and cases! You've got blood on your hands! Worship the dollar while you ignore our demands! We storm the gates! Our rage is fueled by your lies! We will sit back and watch as your empire crumbles and dies! Fear and hate is the name of your game! Divide the people and shift all the blame! The truth is dead, you sold it for fame! History won't forget! Nay, nay! Fake empire! Built on greed! Fascist clown! Watch it bleed! Break the chains! Fight the fire! Dethrone the king! Take it higher! You build walls! We break them down! You spread lies! We burn the fake empire going down. No more kings for the crown. Justice call, hear the sound. Rise up now and stand your ground. All out. Promises right. Promises right. On a gilded stage, dividing the people, fueling the rage. Walls built high, but compassion's low. Truth buried deep beneath the show. No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. Families torn at the borderline. Justice denied, time after time. Prophet's soul on the planet burns. When will we learn? When will we learn? No more lies, no more deceit. We will bow down, we will retreat. Voices loud, we stand as one. The fight's not over, it's just begun. It's just begun. It's just begun. Resist the power and break the chain. Rise above all this hate and this pain. Together we're strong, we won't divide. In our unity we will find our pride. The fight's not over, it's just begun. 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 The fight's not over. Whispers turn to battle cries. The truth is dead, they bend to lies. They sell us lies in the name of peace. What justice rots beneath the leash. They write the laws just to serve the few. We bleed beneath the red, white, and blue. But freedom's fire still burns inside, where truth and treason often collide. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't dismiss. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must feed on the patriots who dare to bleed. The tyrants tremble when freedom rings. We are the roots and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land. With fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. No peace without the will to fight. No dawn without a rebel night. The ballot's a joke and the court's offline. And American justice lags a decade behind. So strike the drum and light the flame. Each beating soul will rise again. The people's wrath is a sacred flood. The soil drains deep the martyr's blood. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't dismiss. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must feed on the patriots who dare to bleed. The tyrants tremble when freedom rings. We are the roots and we will bring the thunder rolling through the land. With fire in our hearts and blood on our hands. Not for glory, not for gold, but for the stories that were never told. For every voice that they tried to drown, we will plant the flag and hold our ground. So raise your voice and raise your fist. We are the storm that they can't resist. No more kings and no more crowns. We are the ones who will burn it down. The tree of liberty must grow with the blood that only the brave know. And if we should fall, then we fall as one beneath the rising vibrant sun. The tyrants will fall and the people will rise, because freedom never truly dies. Towers in the sky, hoarding wealth while the workers die. Billionaires with blood-stained hands, trampling lives to expand their brand. They say they earned it, they say it's fair, but they only take while we despair. Their pockets are fat and their hearts are cold. Working ourselves to death makes them more bold. But now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see our lives and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. The system is rigged, it's all just a game. The rich pull the strings, the poor take the blame. Wealth hoarders live in mansions, the people live in chains. The billionaires don't care, they cash in on our pay. Luxury is a cage that's been built on the backs of the common workers that they keep under attack. But we the people, we've had it rough. Their empire is fragile, we've had enough. And now the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see our lives, and we know the deal. You hoard the wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you oligarchs whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. No more silence, no more living in fear, no more being divided, no more broken man's tears. Don't try to keep us down. You are not our king. In every city and every town, let motherfucking freedom ring. Because the time has come for the people to rise up. We will never bow, we will never kneel. We see your lies and we know the deal. You hoard your wealth, you crush the poor. We're coming for you, you capitalist whore. This land is your land, this land is my land. We will fight side by side and hand in hand. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. It's better to die standing on your feet than living a lie down on your knees. We sign up to fight for freedom, not to be the boots on the necks of Americans. You used us, you lied to us, and now we're coming to square the account. Get fucked and die mad about it! Admin Tim 360, bitch! that we fought for liberty, but we came home to fight hypocrisy. You turned a rifle around our peace. You crushed dissent, you unleashed police. You sent us in just to guard your throne. You turned the streets into a combat zone. No one wants to know. Not in this fight, we hold the line. Whether it's day or night, no one wants to know. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. You armored up and sent the troops to beat down kids and protest groups, to guard the banks, protect the suits, so that they can't keep us under their boots. You wave the flag like it's a threat, but we remember every single bet that you left to rot, alone and discarded, while CEOs got golden parachute parties. One walks alone, not in this fight, we hold the line. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one true, we are the same. To every citizen still asleep, wake the fuck up! To my fellow veterans, remember your oath! Our freedom is dying right beneath our eyes! The people in charge tell us nothing but lies. The common people starve while billionaires see, and we're the ones tossed out in the street. Let's eat the rich, let's make them pay their share. Paying their taxes is a burden they can bear. Make billionaires away again! Not in this fight, we hold the line. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one truth. We are the same. No one walks alone. Not in this fight, we hold the line. Whether it's day or night, no one walks alone. This ain't no game. There is only one truth. We are the same. No one walks alone. I got something for you. Hang on to your asses. Towers, velvet ropes, behind the mask, a vulture chokes, power suits and dirty hands, wag the dog in desert sands, victims screaming into voids while kings play gods with broken toys, airbrush lies on every screen. What the hell does justice mean? Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free, blood on the floor, hurt trooping chains. How many more gonna scream in vain? You built your throne on broken laws. Now you're scared, you know what you saw. Silence bought with piles of cash. Erase the files, burn the trash. Martial law for damage control. Draft the poor to hide your soul. Wanna light the world on fire just to dodge the light trip wire. History is a loaded gun. Tick, 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 you better run. Lock room, VIP, predator in a crowd walking free. Blood on the floor, hurt trooping chains. How many more gonna scream in vain? Your kingdom stinks with every name. You'll kill us all to dodge the blame. This ain't conspiracy, it's confession. Hidden in plain sight, full suppression. You laugh while the system bleeds, but the streets remember what you need. Truth bears a cry. You just bear the time. When the lights come by and your ass is mine. Locked room, VIP. No more secrets, no more gates. Dragged across your marble floor. Truth is kicking down your door. I said I'm young and believe the vow. Stars and stripes, I wear them now. Trained to fight and trained to lead. Wore the flag like it was all I need. I went to war, that was my goal. Buried brothers filling bullet holes. Did what I had to cause that was the cost. I came home proud but broken and lost. The other party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. They wrapped their lives in red, white, blue, but the blood on my hands was never for you. It was never for you. They said freedom, they said truth, but fed me hate since I was a youth. Republican dreams, conservative pride, just uniforms for the greed they hide. Where were they when the V8 failed? When my friends came home and we all derailed? Where were they when we screamed in pain? Too busy chasing power and gain. All the party used me and threw me away. Now I see through the games they play. You bring support to wave your flags while you turn your backs on body bags. Don't turn your back on the fallen. You say that I betrayed you. I bled for this country. What did you ever do? You cheered for war. Then you ran from the wounded. I see who the traitors really are now! I gave my all. You gave me lies. Soldiers die while your empire thrives. Call me woke, call me lost. You never paid the fucking cost. And the party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. I fight again, not for your pride, but for every soul you left behind. The party used me and threw me away. But I won't be silent one more day. Justice ain't red, justice ain't blue. It's the truth, and it's coming for you. Marching down the street with your MAGA flag, spitting serpent's lies while you're waving that rag, screaming freedom while you chain the weak. It makes me sick every time you speak. Beneath your cross, beyond your screen, you sold your soul for a fascist dream. Keyboard warrior that don't know pain, a cultist clown whose leader's insane. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots, you're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us, you're a fucking disease. You live in fear, spread life on your knees. Try to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You fake your fate, now you choke on the dead. The party of law and order, but you storm the hill. You back the blue except when you're out to kill. You wave a gun in your neighbor's face. Fake ass patriot, you're a fucking disgrace. History watch while you took your stand. We saw what you did all across this land. American patriots don't kneel to a king. You're a fucking simp sucking that cinnamon ring. You are a king, not a constitution. You crave control, not a revolution. but you lick the boots. You're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us. You're a fucking disease. You live in fear. Spend life on your knees, trying to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. You traded your hood for a MAGA hat. The mark of the beast, you believe in that? You don't believe the words that you shout. You chant just to drown out the doubt. You were born to lose and you still started this game. The fire is coming and we are the flame. We're gonna tear it down, bury it 6 foot deep, and we'll never forget that you're a sheep. You are a king, not a constitution. You break control, not a revolution. But you lick the boots. You're a rich man's pawn. You say you're free, but your freedom's gone. You're not with us. You're a fucking disease. You live in fear. Spend life on your knees, trying to own the limbs, but you just don't regret. You faked your fate, now you choke on the dead. One, 2, 3, 4, 26, 47. 1, 2. He wraps himself in red, white, blue, and lies. Makes empty oaths and loud and baseless boasts. He stokes the fire, civil reason dies, and feeds the walls of monkey loyal hoes. He plays the strong and bladders for a ghost. The sirens feast and tear freedom for stealth. His throne is built on smoking shit posts. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He scores people who bled for law and land, and praises the mob that stormed the sacred floor. A coward's grin, a scepter in his hand. He chooses chaos, shatters every door. His pledges rot the meaning nevermore. He trade the truth of treason, gain renown, and still he begs for power, blood, and war. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Oh, Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand him, not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. He turns his back while tyrannies grow bold. He whispers secrets where the hawk should warn, and all for what? Some towers fake and gold. A name and bond and scandal loud and worn. No honor here, just falling to be mourned. A fraud and silken jester in a gown. The gospel's house a shame he won't adorn. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Lady Liberty, let truth come down. Expose the rapists who tried to drag you down. Let history brand and not with any renown. He sold us out to buy a gilded crown. Oh, Lady Liberty, we let you down. Oh, Lady Liberty, we let you down. When truth is lost beneath a gilded name, a great parade as patriotic pride, the people's trust becomes a tarnished flame, extinguished where deception dares to strike. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King praise in 78, 76, so you can suck Our collective dicks are full of lies, built high on fear and spite. Commands with bluster, rage, and crude disdain. What once was offense wrong to serve the right. And conscience cries in vain beneath the strain. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King brains in 7876 so you can suck our collective dicks. No kids! The motherfucker must go! No kids! Straight to jail! No kids! Or we can show him the gates of hell! He mocks the weak, the weary, and the poor. Yet calls it strength to trample those below. The soul of service darkened at its core. What seeds he sowed, we're reaping what we sow. This man does not deserve our loyalty, because he thinks that he is royalty. America! Fuck yeah! King brave since 1776 so you can suck our collective dick. And time will move on at true frequency stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful right. And time will move on and truth reclaims its stage. No crown can outlast the people's rightful rage. Baldo people!
Now it's time for the throw punch! Oh, I stuck the landing again. There we go. All right. Chris Kluwe, Hoarder Alliance. Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Your sound is not coming through. It might be me, though.
Test. Can you hear me now?
Ah, there we go. I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, my laptop likes to pick the wrong microphone array on a regular basis. So yeah, apologize for that. And to answer your question, Loktar, Horde Forever.
All right. I am going to try really hard not to fangirl here. I'm only a little bit of a football enthusiast, but I've been following you since you became a gamer, or came out as a gamer is not the right word, but announced to the world that you were a big gamer, because I know there are some professional sports athletes who kind of look down on that, or like, oh, you bunch of dorks kind of a thing, you know, the old jocks versus the nerds kind of thing. So and then I was working at a video game company for a number of years, so And then when you we're big into political activism, like, all right, real deal.
I like to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, I actually, I was in the military for 10 years, so I hate wearing hats now, but yeah, I get it. There's probably going to be a couple more admins joining me. Everybody's running late because they're all, I guess, finishing up the final touches on their doomsday bunkers from this nuclear threat that we got going on.
Yeah, right.
I think you're a couple years younger than I am. Did you ever have to do like the bomb drills in school, like in like the 80s, where you'd like go and do this,
The,
like that's
the duck and cover under your desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember doing those. Like kindergarten, grade school. Yeah, we'd have to do them.
How have we come back to this? Like we're full circle on that again. Like this,
right? Like I didn't want to live through the Cuban Missile Crisis. That wasn't on my plan. So yeah, no, it's just crazy because like you would think we would have studied enough history by now to be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that again. Yet here we are.
Yeah, like how did we make it past the fall of the Soviet Union and like the two Berlins uniting and all of the world's nuclear arsenals suddenly becoming like, that's a relic. We'll hang on to them, but now we got this deranged madman who's like, our civilization's gonna die in fire forever. Like we all know what you mean, guy. You have the nuclear football and the codes and
yeah, and you're insane. So that's cool.
Yeah, but also in the Epstein files and trying desperately to like not be.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
What's up, Doug?
How are you doing? Good to meet you, Chris.
Good to meet you too.
This is
Big Sarge,
Doug, one of our co-hosts, and I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Outstanding.
I feel like I haven't spoken to you in forever.
It's been
like an hour and a half.
It's always too long when away from you, sir. Always too long. So, hey, how you doing? I'm Doug. Oh yeah, the Packers fan. Yes, she had to say. She's just there to like
just stirring shit.
Just stirring shit up. Yes, I'm a Packers fan.
So what I tell people though is that like I'm the one guy on the team you can root for if you root for another team, because when you see me, I'm giving your team the ball. So you want to see me on the field.
I like that. I like that. You'll make a good politician after all. So.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Oh man. All right. So I hear we're talking about nuclear holocaust. Was good.
Yeah, right.
We kind of led off with a wide range of things. Yeah, that was the last thing that we were kind of talking about.
Yeah, seems to be like a pressing issue at the moment, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, like
I like how this show is going to be acting as the nuclear countdown. Right? Like we're here from 7 to 8. Like, will it? Won't it happen? Oh.
Yeah. So the most recent thing I saw on Bluesky actually just before I came on was apparently he announced a 2-week ceasefire that they negotiated. Pakistan and China helped negotiate it. Right? I would say that was probably China being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, hold up.
Yeah. China was like, listen, we were out here getting all the benefits of you guys being dumbasses and just letting you fight until you start talking about erasing civilizations.
Right?
Okay. Adults have to come in. You guys stop fighting. We let you fight it out.
Yeah.
Stop jumping on the damn bed.
Oh. So yeah, but he's giving us his normal 2-week time plan, which I'm still waiting for infrastructure week. On my end. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen?
I'm waiting on a lot of things. There's one thing in particular, though.
Yeah, blood clot. Come on, blood clot.
So
yeah,
I heard about this under with Pakistan. I did not know that China was involved, but I heard about it being talked about around 3:30 today on NPR. They said, Pakistan has jumped in and is trying their hardest to say, let's do something for 2 weeks. Pakistan says if we can negotiate a ceasefire or a deal to open up the strait for 2 weeks, and then then I don't know what it is, but it changed. But I heard the 2 week thing from 3:30, so that has more validity. That's now a second source. Although it's Bluesky. The first one was NPR, so it makes sense. On the other hand, go ahead.
Pakistan kind of makes sense because they share part of a border with Iran. Like you got like Iran and Pakistan, and then Afghanistan's up here. So this little stretch here, and they're also connected. They're not close to the Hormuz Strait, but they're shipping that is obviously going to pass by there off the coast. Right. So, but China, you're a dumbass when China has to get involved to mediate world peace.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving up so much geopolitical influence, for no reason whatsoever. And can we just talk about the craziness that is Pakistan is negotiating this, and for the longest time, everyone was like, "Oh, World War III is going to start between Pakistan and India over Kashmir."
Yes,
what the fuck? I mean, I don't even know anymore.
No, what's going on?
Oh, not much. I just waiting for the end of the world, apparently.
Oh no, we figured it out. It's not going to happen.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
we get to live another day. You chickened out again?
So that's exactly where I was going, though. Next is, I know. Well, first of all, look, anybody who has access to the football, that's anyone who has access to the football that follows behind him everywhere he goes. Anything he says has to be taken seriously and literally. Yes. On the other hand, I'm not a betting man, but he is a feckless, foolish, old, doddering, senile, stupid, backwards, filthy, unbelievable, unreliable, cheater, degenerate, and
don't forget pedophile.
Well, that one too. But I was also going to say he's also a fucking pussy.
Bone spurs. So when he says things like that, it should cause alarm. It should make people think. But at no point during this day was I saying to myself, "Oh, he's going to kill a civilization," because what he said was, "Well, I'm going to take the bridges and the power plants," and then I heard earlier this morning, "Well, we're finding a way if they're power plants that are dual use," and then he said, "Well, I'm just going to destroy the civilization," and so within about 8 hours, he's already shown he's just Trump. I'm not saying he won't do it. I'm just saying, more than likely, it's not going to happen for 2 weeks. Right?
It'll happen when he get his healthcare plan.
Right. And so, 2 weeks from now, and guess what else? He's not allowed to build his bunker yet. Right? And so that's what he wants to build it for, and so that he can go ahead and start pressing video game nuke buttons. All right, let's go to the bunker, guys. He can't wait for that. So that's not going to happen yet. He needs to be able to build that bunker first. But more than likely, in 2 weeks, I'm not saying it won't happen, but in 2 weeks, it'll be in 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks
don't keep pushing it back.
It'll be in 2 weeks. The person who I'm afraid of, the person who will do this, the nation that has proven that they no longer fear retribution from the world because it won't happen. Nation that has proven that they have an entire nation behind them in their disgusting habits and genocide and destruction of anyone that doesn't look or sound like them, that has become a Nazi nation and is now forcing itself onto other countries, destroying them and mass genociding people with the backing of their actual populace, is not us. That country will do it. That country will do it. And that country will yell and jump for joy and say hooray when it's done. That country will do it. And that's the one I'm scared of. They are using Trump like the wooden tool that he is. But I guarantee you, when the button gets pushed, it won't have to be us. It'll be with the backing of America and the praise of an entire nation that can't wait to drop one on all those dirty Arabs. That's the one we need to be thinking about. Let's be honest.
Technically, they're Persians, which are different.
They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care.
I'm just saying.
But you're right.
So I was thinking about that earlier today, actually, and part of it is because I saw some comment online earlier that's like, or like on Discord or something like that, that it was like, oh, you know, why wouldn't Putin launch one at Ukraine or something like that? I'm like, well, Putin wants the territory, so I'm not really worried about that. And I think a lot of what Bibi is working towards, right, is similarly like building that greater Israel, like consolidating a lot more territory in the Middle East. So I'm not. Maybe
he
this
wants
is
to stay out of jail.
I mean, that's also a huge part of it too.
He just wants a forever war, so that way he never goes to jail.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe this is just cope on my part, but I think that a nuke would be outside of his interest because it would make his longer term stuff harder. Right? Because even if it's only about like staying out of jail, like the moment you press a big red button, war is fucking over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like well, and I think the other thing to keep in mind too is that like a lot of the Israeli population is not okay with what's going on. It's just there you have the hardliners that are in control, and I mean it's actually very similar to what we're going through here in America, right? Like we have millions and millions of people showing up for the No Kings protest, but like we can't just go, tear down the White House and be like, hey, let's drag the dude out. Like there's still some steps we got to go through first.
I don't know. Can we?
We don't want it to get to that point. Like, because if we get to that point, then no one really knows how things turn out. Like that's not a great spot to be in.
The biggest issue with doing that is not knowing how it will turn out afterwards, because we don't have a reconstruction plan, which I think I'm in the process of doing. I'm in the process of trying to get this underway, right? Because usually when you do stuff like that, the next leader that shows up becomes just another dictator, with the backing of a very small amount of people as well. Without the plan, without the reconstruction, without the new system, every one of those ideas that I hear in the comment section is a recipe for another 100 years of this shit. Even if you happen to get
the old laws,
right, exactly.
Or worse. So that's that. But I'm not against tearing it down. It's not because I'm against tearing it down. It's because I just want to make sure when we do it that there's also something that happens afterwards that can assure that we still have a nation worth fighting for afterwards. On the other hand, I'm going to say something here, and I hope we don't get kicked off of YouTube as a result. For the past 5 days, I've been trying to find a decent Israeli. One, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Now, there are about in what I saw, and the people that were marching and saying that we cannot do this, Israel, we cannot do this. I saw people who were mainly just moved there. There was about 1,000 in a big march that they had a few months ago. I think they reached something like between I'll be as generous as possible, but there were between 5 and 10,000 people over almost an entire year that have been going against it. And the people who were talked to, the people who held the signs, and the people who were on video are people who just came there or were looking for a spiritual awakening. Every other account, from Hamza to, and I want to make sure I get the names right here, because saying something as racist as that requires a very serious amount of evidence. And the reporter who kind of pushed it over the edge, not Hamza Sadah, but he has spent years just pressing enter. Does anybody who comes up, any civilian, children, adults, clergy, and if they're on live, TikTok, YouTube, and this woman here, Abby Martin, when she went to Israel, and her idea was, it's worse than you think it is. It's even worse than you think it is. And Hamza has proven over 2 or 3 years of just going live every day and meeting people, just regular people, kids, adults, teachers, scientists, government people, sports players. Not one of them has said, you know what, maybe we shouldn't kill Arabs. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't destroy Gaza. Maybe it's not okay to completely erase an entire fucking culture. Not one has even said at the lowest bar. And we're next, because the way that you can get an entire nation to dehumanize other people to such a level that the kids in grade school laugh and jump for joy at the death of other humans is by saying God wills it. The same thing that's on Pete Hegseth's arm. And the same thing that he's telling everybody who he hasn't fired yet in the military. We're going to be there very soon. Our country is a lot bigger and a lot more diverse, so it'll be a lot harder to do. But if we don't call this what it is, the place is a fucking madhouse over there. It's a genocidal, fascist, dictatorial now, used to even be democratic, madhouse.
Yeah, but
and we're
I don't think
this far away with that same stupid God wills it talk that is infecting us at a very quick rate, faster than damn COVID. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, I don't think you can draw a broad conclusion that applies to every Israeli person, though, because like that's the same sort of dehumanization that like goes towards, Palestinians are subhumans to, and we can just treat them as less than human. Like for me, you have to approach every single person as a human being. And yeah, there may be a lot of people in power in Israel who are currently showing that they are terrible people, but at the same time, like I believe that the vast majority of people just want to live their lives. Like they just want to be left alone and go about their day. And there are a lot of protests going on in Israel against Netanyahu and against what's going on, is not just in Palestine but in Iran as well. And so, like I think to present this idea that like that is the entirety of what Israel is, like it plays into kind of the anti-Semitic perspective that the far right wants to establish, right? In that, like, because there has been a lot of I'm not going to say astroturfing, but like there's been a lot of like horseshoe overlap between far left and far right in terms of like, oh yes, Israel is doing legitimately bad things, but then it swerves into anti-Semitism, and we always have to be on the lookout against that, because we can hold individual people accountable, and we should hold individual people accountable, but it is the height of evilness to say this encompasses an entire group of people, because then we're no longer dealing with individual accountability. Now we're dealing with collective punishment. And any time in history you have collective punishment, that does not end well, like regardless of who's doing it.
It never ends well. So allow me to go ahead.
Doug, I just want to cut in because I do think there is some nuance to it, right? Like, I mean, there's not a single group of people on Earth that are a monolith, right? Like, I'm not gonna claim that every single is. Yeah, I'm not gonna claim that every single Israeli is super on board with all this, you know. But I have been hearing from some sources. This is something Kyle Kulinski on Secular Talk mentions a lot, which, you know, sometimes you got to take him with a little bit of grain of salt. Sometimes he exaggerates a little bit, but he's usually pretty well on the money. Is that a lot of the protests are less because they don't what's happening does not have ideological support in Israel, and more because people in Israel don't like the way it's being done. And actually exactly what Chode 517 Op said in the chat right there. It's there's a level. How
do you clear the indoctrination?
Yeah, how do you clear the indoctrination, right? Yeah.
If I knew that, I'd do it here.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it's a question all of us have to sit with, but it's a situation of like, you know, these are also people who grew up in Israel, right? And I don't mean this as like a personal indictment. This is a systemic issue, but the system they grew up in is an inherently genocidal ethno-state, right? So it becomes a question of how do you break through to people there to break that perspective down and, you know, get to the point where people are broadly against it, you know, not because they don't like how it's being done, but because they're just like, yeah, ethno-states are bad. We should give Palestinians the same rights as everybody else who live in this entire area, you know. And I think that it comes to the crux of what actually kind of both what you and Doug are saying is it's a somewhat stickier situation, I think.
Yeah, no, well, and also the thing is that, like, rather than us worrying about how we're going to fix Israel, if that should even be our responsibility, like, why aren't we worrying about how we're going to fix that here? Because Donald Trump did not arise in a vacuum. Like,
no, not at all.
But like, we're still dealing with the deliberate sabotage of Reconstruction. Like, we're still dealing with the fact that us as a nation, we have never talked about the original genocide of the Native Americans. Like, we have our 100%. Own shit we gotta get figured out.
Oh, for sure.
So this is why I brought it up and why I ended it the way I did. Is it possible to talk about every single human being in a certain place? Of course not. Hyperbole, sure. Systemic, definitely though. And the reason why I said what I said and ended with the reason why you can get an entire society. I don't need every single person. I don't need the 5,000 people who have marched since last year, this time to now, 5 to 10. I give it the most. But the reason why I can say a society, a system has gone this way is because this place here, we have already systems in place that have done bad things, but we're on that track is my thing. I'm trying to figure out how are we, at what point does a Chris and a big Sarge not really going to be enough when there has been such indoctrination of God wills it? When the indoctrination of God wills it has permeated through the school system, for the next 10, 15 years. And those people who grew up in a place where there's no slavery being taught, where there's no history beside what started with 2016 and when Trump came in. It's not that people are bad or good, but it's that's all it takes to turn people from right now. We're not all behind the nuclear strike. In 20 years, if the education continues along, God wills it, and that spreads, we'll be the same way. And the pockets of me and you won't even matter anymore. How are we stopping that? What are we doing about that? How are we tackling and mentioning and approaching that part of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a really dark joke as a response to that. In 20 years is not going to be my problem because they'll have killed me already anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty dark. Yeah, but on a more serious note, I think it gets to the underlying problem, which is that we as people have to understand that the conflict has always been one single conflict, which is the ultra rich versus people who just want to live their lives. And that has always been the conflict. Like the people who will never be satisfied versus those who know they can have enough. And until we solve that, like then really it's a losing battle, because and that's one of the things that this country itself was founded on, right? Like it was the idea that we don't have kings. Like we don't have to suffer under someone else's religion. Like the thing that I wish people really understood about the First Amendment is that the freedom of religion also means the freedom from religion. Like if someone is free to practice their own religion, great. You're free to tell them to fuck off and be like, that's your thing. That is not my thing. Like, and regardless of what religion it is, regardless of if it's no religion whatsoever, just let people be. And so what we're seeing though currently, right, is we have the oligarch class, and they understand that in order for them to remain in power, they have to sow division wherever they can, because then that keeps us fighting each other versus addressing our actual problem, which is that we are seeing the largest wealth inequality, like both in America and in the world, that we've ever seen. And until we shrink that gap, it's just going to be conflict. So we got to find a way to shrink that gap.
I noticed that you have a guitar behind you.
I do.
Can you rock out with it?
No, because that's actually one of my older kids' friends' guitars. My bass is in the garage right now. So
okay, you have my attention again. I mean, still.
Yeah. So I actually played in a rock band for a while when I was in Minneapolis. I formed a band with my friends. You can actually still find us on Spotify. We're called Tripping Icarus. So,
say that name again.
Tripping Icarus. So it doesn't really mean anything. It was just we had to come up with a name, and we're just like, much like every great band name.
But it sounds cool.
Yeah, no, I like
dabble in. I dabble in music a little bit, so you know.
Oh, cool.
I saw it sticking up in there, and I was like, well, so, let's see. I have this kazoo. I get in trouble whenever I pull the kazoo out and start. Yeah, a little bit of guitar and bass. Oh, what's?
Yep, that's one of our earlier songs. Yep, that's me on the bass.
That's. Turn it up.
Yes, Chad. It does sound a little like Tool because I'm a huge Tool fan.
I was just gonna say that guitar and the rhythm section you got going on. Wait, y'all got music videos? I need music videos for Sons of Liberty. What's the?
I think this is a fan made one. We never made it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I do definitely hear some Soundgarden in this as well, for sure.
Yeah, our lead singer Jesse, like he definitely had kind of that Soundgarden choice.
Yeah, so there's anything in there. We've got Stone Temple Pilots singing.
I can't hear you over the sound of how awesome this is.
I think this is like a 6-minute song, so you might want to stop.
The tone reminds me of Alice in Chains.
Yeah, I was about to say
the tone
reminds me of a little bit of Alice in Chains too. Yeah,
Alice in Chains, a lot, all 90s.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, 90s Seattle grunge kind of was big influence.
Got it. Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. I love it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. No, I grew up playing the violin, and then actually I didn't start. The only reason I started playing the guitar was I was really good at Guitar Hero, and I unlocked an achievement that said pick up a real guitar already. And I was like, I should probably pick up a real guitar already.
Oh shit! Called out, dude.
That's awesome.
I was also in orchestra, but I played the upright bass because I started playing bass guitar when I was about 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 or 8, somewhere in there. So
yeah,
there was no band at the age where I was able to get into orchestra. So I was like, oh, I want to play the upright bass was like 80 times bigger than I was. I was
that thing's like towering.
Small, and this is like a full-size adult instrument. There's no child-sized
right. How'd you even reach up the neck to like the?
I had a stool. The teacher gave me a stool and had me like sitting on the stool, and then I was able to like get up there. And I was instructed in the proper form for the upright bass. Like you can't have your elbow resting on the body. You have to have it out like this. And so
so I have
like 4 years.
I have a really burning question, Chris. So
is this one of Admin V's questions?
It's not one of Admin V's questions. It's one of Admin Jamie's questions.
Okay, all right.
So I've never been a football fan. So the first time I ever heard of you was when you got arrested. And for one,
really?
Yeah, really, right. I want to say I actually like watching that clip, and I watched it again today. I was like, because Tim put in the chat, it was like, the live stream's going to be with Chris Kluwe today, and I'm like, yeah, I know that name. That was the guy. That was the guy.
He's the guy.
And I want to say that I found that clip very, very, very inspirational. But I wanted to ask you specifically about your experience there after you got fucking carried out, like dropping like dead weight. Like what did you go through right after the camera stopped rolling?
Yeah. So basically they carried me out, took me outside the room, patted me down, like, asked me, hey, do you have anything in your pockets? I was like, yeah, my wallet, my phone. Like, cause basically when I went there, I knew I was probably going to get arrested, like, for engaging in peaceful civil disobedience. So I was like, okay, if they take me to jail, like, I want to make sure, that I'm not like carrying 1,000 different things and like I'm dressed appropriately. And so, they walked me over to the jail.
Your sweats and everything. So,
Right. Yeah. I had my sweatshirt in case I needed a pillow. So, but yeah, so the Huntington Beach City Council chambers, like the jail is literally right across the plaza from the building. So I didn't even get to ride in a squad car or anything. So just kind of walk over.
It wasn't even fun. What the fuck?
I know, right? 4 out of 5 stars. But so they signed me in. They said the officer on duty there was like, yeah, no, this should be pretty quick. Well, we should have you in and out like about an hour or so. And it took them about 2 hours and I think around 10 minutes to actually charge me with something. So I think one of the city council members might have been doing something behind the scenes of like, hey, bring the hammer down on this guy. So so they came in, charged me with misdemeanor, disrupting an assembly, got my mugshot. They did, fingerprints, the whole shebang. And really a lot of it was just sitting in the jail cell, waiting for time to pass. And there were a couple drunk
procedural stuff.
Yeah, all procedural stuff. There are a couple drunk people in some other cells that like they weren't in visual range, but like I could hear them, and they were really drunk. Like just no concept of where they were.
you gotta be pretty shit faced for them to just stick you in the drunk tank.
Oh
in a lot of cases.
Like,
so
Yeah, and the thing, and all credit to the to the officers that were there. Like they were cool. Like they didn't mishandle me or anything. I mean, obviously I have the world on easy mode as a tall straight white man, so like that helps a lot. But,
I feel that I'm a tall, straight looking man looking person, so
yeah, it's you get extended a lot of privilege that a lot of other people don't. But yeah, no, that was pretty much it. And then it was actually really funny because I went back the next city council meeting and I made it a point to thank the professionalism of the officers. And I could see the city council members like just the wheels stopped turning for a moment where they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, no, my issue isn't with them. My issue's with you guys.
So it was right after that incident that you decided to run for the House?
No, actually, I've never had any plans to run for political office, and so after I got arrested, I got invited to a bunch of different Dem clubs in the area. They wanted me to kind of speak about what had happened, my motivations, sort of inspire people to get involved. And after like every time after I would speak, people would come up to me like, when are you running for something? Like, we want to vote for you. We want to canvass. We want to give you money. And so after the like 6th or 7th time, I was just like, I should probably run for something.
All right.
It does seem I have hit some sort of nerve here that people want to get behind. And so, yeah, then it was a matter of, okay, like, what do I want to do? Right. And so like, I was looking at potentially running for city council here in Huntington Beach, but then I saw that the assembly seat was going to be an open seat. The incumbent, Diane Dixon, she's stepping down to run for board of supervisors. And then the woman, our city council member, Gracie Vandermark, she was the one behind all the attacks on our public libraries. And she is hardcore MAGA. Like she has the red hat. She's posed for pictures with white nationalists. Like she's got a Proud Boy
Mar-a-Lago face.
No, she doesn't, but she's like
there's still some hope.
I wouldn't be surprised if like if it develops at some point.
Yet. She doesn't have enough money
yeah, right. So, but well, no, that's the thing. She has a really rich husband, and so like that's they live in one of the really wealthy parts of Huntington Beach. But when I saw that she was running for state assembly, I was like, I really don't want her getting more political power for a couple reasons. First, I don't think she's going to represent the district. Like, I don't think she cares about representing everyone in the district because, if you don't agree with her, she doesn't think she needs to represent you. It's like, no, that's not the job. The job is you got to represent everyone. And then second, I've seen what she does with political power, and it's just to advance her own agenda. Like, she wants to be on Fox News. She wants to be on TV. And it's really not about representing the city of Huntington Beach for her as a city council member. It's, okay, how can I, engage in culture wars? How can I get the interview requests? And for me,
it's all about power and access to power.
Right, exactly. And like, I've been on TV enough for one lifetime. I'm good. I don't need to be on TV anymore.
Yeah, right.
Like, I just want to solve some problems and then go back to being happily retired because I worked really hard to get there.
Right.
So yeah, that was really kind of the thing.
Explain what does assembly district mean? Is that basically state legislature, or is there something? What does it mean, assembly?
Yeah. So state legislature, and basically it's California's version of the House of Representatives. So we have the state assembly and then the state senate, and then pass bills, send them up to the governor. Governor either vetoes or signs. So essentially the federal system in a smaller. Although it's funny, it's not even really a smaller version because there's 40 California state senators. And they represent more people. Like, each individually represents about 900,000 people. So it's like most of them actually represent more people than actual federal, like, House of Reps and senators. Like, it's wild.
So I did have a follow-on question. So what was it that got you politically engaged and active in the first place, right? How does somebody go from, being a professional football player to being so visibly politically active?
Right. Yeah. So for me, I was never really politically active as a kid. Like I was kind of one of the big reasons is I was focused on sports, like, and that didn't really leave a lot of time. And then also I was just mentally, I wasn't really that engaged, right? Like, and that's, thankfully that's something I've moved past, but especially here in Orange County, in Southern Orange County, like a lot of people just don't care about politics. And, as a white guy, like you don't have to care about politics because the system is built for you, right? Like there's no reason to care about it because things are going to work out for you. And so I went through public school growing up, then went to UCLA on an athletic scholarship, majored in poli-sci and history. And so started getting exposed to more ideas, started getting exposed, to more influences. Met my wife there, and then really started thinking more about, okay, let's because I'm a huge sci-fi fantasy fan, and I want to be the hero, right? I don't want to be the asshole. Like I want to be the good guy. And so
everybody wants to be Aragorn, dude. Like it's just right. Or everybody should.
Yeah, and so it was like kind of examining my own preconceived notions, examining like what do I believe, how does that fit with the world as a whole, and sort of just growing as a person. And then when I was in the NFL, it was what ended up being my last year in the league. The preseason of that year, Minnesota, there was a group there that was trying to pass a ban on same-sex marriage. So it was the same group that was behind Prop 8 here in California. They'd been going around the country to different states and passing at the state level bans on same-sex marriage because they couldn't get it done federally. And so in Minnesota, there was an opposing group called Minnesotans for Marriage Equality, and they had seen my social media feed because I was really active on Twitter back when Twitter wasn't a Nazi bar. And so they approached me and they asked, like, hey, we've seen your social media. We think you might be interested in helping us defeat this. Do you think you could help us out? And so I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I think I really would be interested in helping you out. Like I'm in a position to do something. Like I have the power to do something, and I would want someone to do the same for me. Like if I'm in trouble, I want someone to help me out. And so if I'm able to help someone else out, I got to do it. Otherwise it doesn't work. And so that's really what kind of thrust me into the, I guess the national limelight of being politically active, because at first it was really low key. Like I did a couple fundraisers for them, did some appearances, and then I made sure to talk with the Vikings first. Where I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this. Like, I want to make sure it's not a problem with the team. Like, yeah, it's fine. Just make sure you're representing yourself as Chris Kluwe, private citizen, not, Chris Kluwe speaking for the Vikings. I'm like, yeah, no, that's fair. And so everything was like, it was going fine. It was very low key until I wrote a letter that went really viral. It was published on Deadspin. It was titled "They Won't Magically Turn You into a Lustful Cock Monster," and it's still up if you want to read it. It's got a lot of swearing in it.
I'm gonna have to read that one. I was not really engaged when Prop 8 was like a thing, so I just a little bit of my time, but.
Yeah, so basically what it was a response. There was a Maryland state legislator who had been telling a player on the Ravens who had been speaking out for marriage equality, essentially sent a letter to the Ravens that said, you need to shut up, focus on football, don't talk about this. And so I had two problems with that. My first problem was that he wrote it on official state stationery. I'm like, that's a First Amendment violation. Like, you can't do that.
Right.
My second problem is, why the hell do you care? like what's your gay people getting married will not affect you in any way, shape, or form. Like the only people who should care about that are gay people who want to get married. Like those are the people that it affects. And so yeah, it ended up going super viral. That was the day I turned off my Twitter notifications because my phone was exploding. And then yeah, after that, then I was like, I was on CNN, MSNBC, like all sorts of talk shows, and yeah, and really like my message was consistent throughout, where it was just like, look, why are we trying to take away people's rights? Like why aren't we allowing people to be American citizens and enjoy the same protections that every single other American citizen is allowed to enjoy? Like there's no reason for us to enshrine bigotry in state constitutions. Like there's no reason for us to do these things. And so yeah, and again, it all boils back to my core philosophy of, I am going to treat you how I want to be treated. And I just want to be left the fuck alone. So hey, leave other people alone.
It's actually flooring how few people go through life that way.
Yeah, right. Like I've enough trouble with my own shit. Like I don't need to be worrying about other people's stuff.
Yeah, all I need to do is worry about getting my HRT and my apparently very needy dog. Like, come on, just chill out.
I have a question for you about the protests. the very well publicized incident. So I was talking with my wife prior to the other, I think yesterday or Sunday, and she was like, "Well, okay, so because she tunes into the show every now and then, and she was like, who is Chris Kluwe?" And I told her, and one of the questions she had, she's like, "Okay, so he's a pro football player, so he must be a pretty big dude." I'm like, "He's like at least 6'4". I didn't know the official stats, and I was like, and he's like, in the 200 club somewhere. I don't think he's like, as chonky as I am. He's not like linebacker,
Right? Yeah.
And she was like, "Okay, so did he like warn the police that he was?" Because I said something to the effect of like. And then he told the police officers, "Hey, just letting you know in advance, I'm about to go limp." And she kind of looked at me, and I kind of looked at her, and we kind of chuckled a little bit. And then she's like, "Why did he warn the officers? Was it out of like professional courtesy, or was it like that? Why did he do it that way? He didn't want to hurt them, or is that like a resistance tactic?" And I didn't really have a good answer, so
yeah,
I promised
so
I would ask.
Yeah, so it's both actually. So it is a legit resistance tactic that has been used very successfully in other spheres. And as a history and poli-sci major, like that's where I got it from. Like, especially in like the civil rights protests back in 60s and 70s. Like this was a very effective way to show, okay, like the visual of police having to carry someone out from somewhere is a very powerful visual. And like it really resonates with people. So just from a pure activist standpoint, yeah, like if you can do that, like it helps set the message a lot. Plus, it also shows you're being nonviolent, right? Like you're not thrashing, you're not struggling. You're just like, nope, I'm just taking up space, and in order to get me out, you're gonna have to carry me out. And then the other part of it was, yeah, I am a big dude. I was like, hey guys, like you're gonna want to make sure that you're ready for this, because I'm like, I think I'm around like 215, so it's like they were struggling a little bit as we were getting to the edge of the room. But yeah, and like and again, my issue isn't with the cops. Like my issue was with the city council members that were doing Nazi shit. Like I'm not here to make the cops' lives miserable. Like I'm like, yeah, you got a job to do. I understand that. Like, but I'm here to protest what they're doing.
Yeah.
Looking at the map of Assembly District 72, got Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Seal Beach, Beach. I'm sure, 100% sure, that the environment and what's anything that you can get through the assembly having to do with climate change, with water cleanliness, with just environmental things completely, you probably got going on. Can you talk about your stance and your stances or ideas or bills on dealing with environment?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it is a really big deal, and like it's actually one of the few bipartisan things like for this part of the state is that both Republicans and Democrats are very concerned about the environment in this area. Now, the interesting thing is that the MAGA Republicans, or the harder C conservative ones, really don't like to talk about climate change. But if you bring up something like coastal erosion, they're like, yeah, we don't want our beaches to go away. Like, let's make sure we get some sand on there. Like, when you talk about wildfire preparedness, they're like, oh yeah, no, we got to make sure we're clearing out the brush and the stuff is burning down. So yeah, so that definitely is it's one of my top 3 priorities in terms of campaign planks, because I do know it's very important to this region, and it's just important as a whole. Like we all have to live in the same environment. And so the big thing I want to focus on though is mitigating the effects of climate change, because right now we're not doing a great job of solving climate change. And that's not to say that we should stop. Like we definitely need to keep trying to solve climate change, but now we're at the stage where we have to deal with the effects of it. We have to be prepared for what's going to happen. And so in this area in particular, there's 3 really big things. The first one I mentioned was coastal erosion. The second one is wildfires, because the other 4 cities in the district, Laguna Hills, Laguna Woods, Lake Forest, and Aliso Viejo, they all border Crystal Cove State Park, which is a massive fire risk. Like if you go look at like a fire danger map, that thing is just bright red. And so obviously we don't want to have happen here what happened up in LA with, you know, the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire. Like that's in the Altadena fire. Like that would be really, really devastating for this region. So that means, okay, we're being proactive about it, right? We're clearing out brush. We're making sure we're hardening houses. Like we're prepared for this to happen because it's probably going to happen. And then the third one is about 2 years ago, we actually got hit by a tropical storm. Like, and I don't know about you, but the West Coast generally does not get hit by tropical storms and or hurricanes. And so that's
the climate is
where,
changing. Literally.
Yeah, the climate is changing. and those hurricanes down in Mexico are starting to creep up the coast. And like, we have no infrastructure for that. Like no houses are built, you know, to withstand a hurricane. Like nothing here is meant to deal with that because we haven't had to deal with it. So that's something where I want us focusing on is like, okay, obviously there's more energy in the atmosphere. It's driving more severe weather events. We need to be prepared where if, you know, a category 1 or category 2 hurricane hits us, is there a plan in place? What are we going to do? What is the disaster response going to look like? How are we going to prepare for it ahead of time? Because if you prepare for it ahead of time, then you're ready when it happens versus like, oh shit, the hurricane hit us. What do we do?
It seems to be the normal way of doing things for Republicans.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why.
Just look at Katrina, like
implying Republicans will do anything.
Yeah, so,
nothing until it happens, and then they just, I don't know what happened. We need help, and it's like, well, wait a minute. You got rid of the emergency response system. You got rid of the early call system. You couldn't afford the buoy maintenance. You couldn't afford this and that. Everybody got rich that was already rich, and you got nothing. And then when it happened, you said, I don't know what, it's the Democrats that did it to me, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you on that. Mitigation is necessary because we're here.
Yes, we got to deal with it.
If you cleaned up, if you made everything perfect right now, every plant was not making any pollution, all the cars were electric, and everything was perfect right now, it would still take 50 years. To deal with what we're going to be dealing with for the next 50 years.
Yeah, well, because we've set this giant engine in motion, and like you don't just stop that engine right away. Like it is now in motion. And it's up to us. Does it speed up, or are we able to slow it down and eventually bring it back to what we're used to?
Yeah.
So.
I have a couple of questions from one of the Sons of Liberty admins, admin B. She was not able to make it to the thing tonight, but she's a fan. And her first question, Jamie's already asked one, so I'm just gonna do these 2 questions from her because I'm pretty sure she's watching. The first question is, what is the culture like in the locker rooms around politics?
Yeah, so the interesting thing about the NFL is it's actually a very diverse locker room because players pull from all across the country. Like they come from all sorts of different socioeconomic backgrounds, you know, different religious upbringings, different cultural upbringings. So yeah, it's a really diverse place, like which is actually really cool to see. And the thing is, though, is that most guys don't talk politics outside of the locker room because they know if something gets taken the wrong way or if they bring attention onto themselves, they could lose their job. And there are no other NFL jobs. Like you can't go to another NFL and be a professional football player. Like that's it. So for most guys, it's just, I'm just going to stay quiet, right? Like I'm not going to speak publicly on stuff. And then once I'm done, then I'll start talking about things. Now within the locker room, like we'll talk about all sorts of shit. Like I had plenty of great conversations with guys on a wide variety of topics, like some political, some not. The thing is you just have to respect each other, right? Where it's like, okay, even if we don't agree on something, we still respect the fact that we're on the same team. We're out there trying to win football games. Like we can have these conversations and not hate each other. Like which I kind of wish America understood. Is that like at the end of the day, we're supposed to be on the same team. Like we're all in this together.
That feels like it parallels what it's like in the military a little bit, right? Like when I was in, right, you know, of course, like, you know, you can't go out in uniform and start spouting off your political opinions or anything like that. But I had, political debates with plenty of other Marines, especially like, I was a reservist and my unit was in fucking right outside of Pittsburgh, right? So I was surrounded by, very, very Republican leaning Marines and whatnot. And
surrounded by Yinzers.
Surrounded by fucking Yinzers. Fucking Yinzers. Even worse, Penguins fans.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that explains it.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of good political discussions, especially about, LGBTQ plus topics, because, at the time I identified as a bi man. I identify as a bi woman now, but for half of those guys, I was the first openly bisexual person they'd ever met, right? So like it is interesting how that parallels, and that you can have those like deep conversations behind closed doors. You just can't be too public about it, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, because like I think that's the other misconception people have, is that like they think, oh, you're in the NFL, you're a football player, that's all you are. It's like, no, we're human beings just like everyone else. Like we live in the same world just like everyone else. We just happen to have a highly publicized job.
Yeah. It's a very public job and you get paid a lot, but at the end of the day, it is still just a job.
Yeah, like it's not the definition of who I am. And one of the really interesting things I saw when I was speaking out on LGBTQ rights was that the breakdown in the locker room in terms of like people who came up and talked to me about what was going on really almost identically matched the polling data at the time of the general population's ideas of LGBTQ rights, and that about 60% of the guys that came up to me were like, we agree wholeheartedly. We think gay people should be able to get married, that you're doing a great job. And then 40% of the guys who came up to me were like, we don't really agree with you on the same-sex marriage stuff, but we appreciate you standing up for the First Amendment. And like it matched the polling data, where it's like, yeah, no, this is just a small cross sampling of America right here.
What I always point to, because your sport is just because it's brutal. It's it's more than physical. It's velocity, impact game, right? Like it's just brutal. People equate it with brutish, right? Brutes. And I say, if you want to know the mindset or how smart these guys really are, look at the NFL players union. Look at the people the people that make up all the people who make up the advocates, from the locker room to ex NFL. These guys are all, they could belong in any law firm in the country almost, and some of these guys are just kickers and linebackers and quarterbacks that are as diversely intelligent, and in different ways as anybody else. And I've always found that just to be interesting, and I always point to the players union, to the advocacy that you guys had there. How did it get that strong? And I know that you maybe in California it's not as big a deal, but I know that how would you implement that type of really strong unionization advocacy into your position as well?
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of unions. Like my stance is everyone should be in a union regardless of what your job is, because like it's no coincidence that right now we are seeing the largest wealth inequality gap we've ever seen and the lowest union membership rates we've ever seen. Like those two things are very much interconnected.
Fact.
Yep. Yeah, and so the thing is with the NFL, like the funny thing about the NFLPA is it actually is the weakest of the big four sports unions, because it's really hard to get guys to mobilize for collective action, because the average career length is so short, right? So the average career length of an NFL player is right around like 3.5 years, but a lot of that is skewed by guys who stay in the league for 8, 10, 12 years. So the median career length is probably closer to about 2.5 years. And so if you're asking guys to go on strike, right? Like if you really want to push for collective rights and you're telling them we're going to strike for a year, that's anywhere from like 33% to 50% of their career earnings. And it's really hard to get guys to understand why that's important. And so the current strength of the NFL's Players Association really was built off the work of the guys in the 70s and 80s and 90s who put in the work, right? They weren't getting paid. They didn't have, really good healthcare. They weren't seeing the profits from the game that they were helping generate. And so they took collective action. Like they came together and they actually said, no, we are going to go on strike. Like we are going to make you put out a horrible product on the field until you understand that without the players, you don't have a game. And honestly, I wish the NFLPA would be able to rally the players and strike for one particular thing, and that's lifetime health care for everyone who has played in the NFL. After you're done, you get lifetime health care from the NFL because the league can afford to do it, and so many of those guys need it, and they don't have it. And particularly the guys who are like fringe players, practice squad players, maybe bounced around teams for a couple of years, but never really got their big contract because they went through all the wear and tear that everyone else did, but they didn't get the millions of dollars. And when they start hitting, late 40s, 50s, 60s, like they're going to have medical issues that they're going to have to deal with. And they helped build the game. So like, why aren't they being taken care of? Like that's what I really wish the NFLPA would fight for.
Yeah.
So, and that makes a lot of sense too, because my understanding is that there's also a lot of like follow-on problems a lot of people have where from the NFL where like, they have so many complications or issues from like the CTE and all sorts of stuff like that leads them to be more prone to lashing out to and hurting other people as well, right? Like it makes sense that would be such a priority for you.
Right. Like it's and the thing is too, is that like CTE is the big one, right? Because that's your brain. And and unfortunately there really is no cure for CTE. Like it's just once it goes, you're going. But like it also deals with a whole host of other bodily issues too. So I mean, I was a punter. Like I avoided a lot of hits, right? I'm still gonna have to have total knee replacements at some point when I turn, in my mid to late 50s, simply due to the impacts from kicking as well as the knee surgeries that I had to have. I mean, there's guys who have had back injuries, right? That, okay, they're mobile now, but as they get older, as that degeneration occurs, they're going to have to probably use a wheelchair or a walker or something like that. And again, there's no that like you get some medical, you don't get medical coverage. You have it's called the Gene Upshaw Fund. They implemented it after all the old guys were like being left by the curb, and people got super upset. They're like, hey, why aren't you taking care of the old players? And basically what it is, it's like $12,500 per season you played. So for me, I have like about $150,000 in the Gene Upshaw Fund that I can use for medical expenses. Now, American healthcare being what it is, if I have a significant medical issue, $150,000
is like, you better not catch a cold otherwise.
Yep. So there's a huge difference between like, okay, yeah, there's this pool of money versus you actually have health coverage. And so, it's also just the cumulative wear and tear of, I mean, just putting your body through the blender, like, for years and years and years. I mean, I did the conditioning same as everyone else. I did the weightlifting same as everyone else. Like I got rocked in a couple games. It's like, and again, I realized I got lucky. Like I avoided a lot of that punishment, and we should be taking care of these guys, who made this product, because the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you're telling me you can't take care of your employees after they're done? Like, I refuse to believe that. Like, the money's there.
Yep. Since you're talking about healthcare,
question.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I've got one more question from Admin V. What is the coolest thing that you got to do whilst playing football?
Coolest thing I got to do. So it's not technically football, but like I said, I was a huge Guitar Hero player. So I loved playing Guitar Hero. And Activism had a corporate office in Minnesota. It's like one of their satellite offices. And so I became pretty good friends with a couple people there. And they invited me to Activism was having a year-end corporate party in LA. So like after the season ended, and so I was in California, like, hey, come to this corporate party. They're doing a Guitar Hero tournament. You can be the ringer from for our corporate branch. I was like, oh hell yeah, I am in. And so I go. It's at this hotel. Like they have this whole stage set up. It's it's like a big open area. They have a judging panel. It's one of the guys from the Sex Pistols, and then Tia Carrera from Wayne's World, and like she was one of the judges. Like,
let's go. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I know. It's so I get there. And I'm watching the earlier groups play, and they're all on like easy or medium, and they're just clanking along. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna blow people's minds when when I go up there. And so I go up there with the guy from The Office. He puts it on easy on his part, and he's playing like the backup. And so I immediately go to expert and pick Cult of Personality as the song. And I just start fucking shredding, and like the crowd goes wild. Tia Carrera comes out from behind the judging booth and starts like pole dancing on the fucking stage next to me.
What?
I was like, this is so fucking amazing.
I turned my head around to you, sir.
It was so much fun. And yeah, probably wouldn't have been able to do that without being in the NFL.
There it is.
There
wild. It is.
Now, California Assembly, which you said is essentially California's version of the state house.
Mm.
So you're representing a pretty large district.
Yep.
In terms of population. So tell us about, say, your top 3 or 4 priorities for that district.
Yeah, so number one priority is affordability, because right now, both in this district as well as statewide, California is facing a huge affordability crisis. And a lot of it has to deal with the fact that we just aren't building enough houses. So we have to build more units. We have to build more, especially the mid-range units like condos, duplexes, townhomes, just those starter homes, right? That like people can move into or rent while they're on the way towards, saving and building towards, okay, now we can get a single family home. Like that's really the big thing. But the thing is, affordability isn't just that. It's also groceries, right? Like it's the price of gas. We need to be electrifying more stuff, so that way we don't have to have people rely on $6 a gallon gas, probably going up to $7 a gallon gas. Like that's it's just a huge issue here right now. And what we're seeing, particularly in this district where I live, is that people, like older people, are hanging onto their homes because of Prop 13. And Prop 13 in California is essentially your property taxes don't change from when you bought your house until you sell your house. So you have people who've been living in their houses, for 50, 60 years. They're still paying property taxes from 50 or 60 years ago. But then if they sell that house, whoever moves in is going to need to be able to pay those new property taxes. So there's a one-time exemption to pass it down to, a family member, like a son or daughter or grandson or granddaughter. But after that, you're toast. And what we're seeing is that what it means is that the older people are staying in bigger houses that they can't downsize out of, and that younger generations are having to move out away from their families because they can't afford to live next to their parents. And so like that's, again, we need to be building more units. We need to make it so people can live together. People can live close to where they work, so they don't have to drive, 2-3 hours and spend gas to get there. So that's the number one. Number two, I covered a little bit already. That's mitigating the effects of climate change. So I won't go too much into that one again. My third one is the responsible regulation of AI. So we right now, we're seeing like, especially California, right? Like tech hub of America, like you got all the Silicon Valley people. They are trying to shove AI into everything. And I'm not against AI that works, because AI works in some very specific niche cases, like particularly in parsing large data sets. They're seeing really good uses for it in like novel medical research, right? Like figuring out like mRNA treatments, things like that, as well as like weather forecasting. They're seeing a lot of good stuff there. So when AI works, I'm not against it. Like that's let's use it to make our lives better. Problem is the bulk of AI that's getting forced on us is the Gen AI bullshit, like the Chat GPTs and Open AI stuff. And like that stuff doesn't work. It's killing our environment.
It's one thing. It's one thing when you use AI to like parse crazy big data sets to like find something in the human genome. It's another thing when you destroy the Amazon rainforest to generate animated titties.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one like if you want anime titties, draw your own. Like do what everyone else does.
Pick up a fucking pencil.
So yeah, but the problem is Silicon Valley has a ton of money, right? And they've already shown that they're gonna spend because they want to push AI into schools and businesses because they know they're in a bubble and they want to be too big to fail. Like once that bubble pops, they want to make sure, the government comes and bails us out because we're so important and schools can't operate without us. And like and my personal pet peeve, especially with the AI that's getting shoved into public schools, is that a lot of these Gen AI like Chat GPT things, they're wrong like 50-60% of the time. And if you told me as a parent that you were hiring a teacher who was wrong 50 to 60% of the time, I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Right?
Like, why would I allow that person to teach my child? Like, there is no way in hell. But yet, because it's this new hot technology, we're supposed to accept it? Like, fuck no. Like, our kids need to be able to learn how to learn, not just say, okay, plagiarism machine, what do you think the answer is? Because really, that's what they're being taught. Like they're being taught, this fill in the blank machine will tell me what to do, and then I'll just go do it. I don't actually have to think about anything. That's terrible for us as a society, as well as for preparing our kids for the future. Like if you don't know how to learn, then when you get put in an unfamiliar situation, you are shit out of luck because you've never had to deal with it. Like you don't know how to adapt to that. And yeah, that's to me that's the third big one, and that's more like the future looking sort of task I'm going to look at.
So I had a follow-on question about the affordable housing, because a lot of the affordable housing is, or a lot of the lack of access to housing, is due to housing being bought up by corporations and concentrated too much in the hands of landlords. Do you have any specific plan to help combat that? In addition to building more, to make sure that doesn't get co-opted or bought up, and it frees up some of that real estate for other folks.
Yeah. So what I'd really like to do is establish a progressive tax on the amount of properties that you own, right? Because so that way, you could own like 1, 2, 3 properties, and like because I'm also looking at it from the perspective of you only have so many hours in the day. There's only so much work you can do. If you split yourself too thin, you're not actually capable of taking care of all these different properties, right? Like, and so if we want people to be like, okay, this is my retirement, I have an apartment complex, I'm going to make sure people are treated well and that they can live there, well then you need to be able to actually do that. Like and again, if you're spread too thin, you can't actually do that. And sure, you might be making money, but it's terrible for your tenants. They're not getting the services that they need, and it's bad because now people can't buy or rent places because there's no supply. And so that would really be the first one, is making sure that, okay, we don't have these large companies, buying up tons of, particularly single family houses, right? Like there's no reason that companies should be owning single family houses. Like I understand if you want to own, like if a company wants to own an apartment complex, okay, yeah, you have the structure in place. You're going to make sure, you're dealing with the units. Essentially that's what the company can do.
Nobody likes it, but it is somewhat understandable.
Right. It is understandable. Now, when you're talking about like something, like a private equity firm buying up 300 houses in a neighborhood, like hell no, like that should never be allowed, because at that point you're just rent seeking. Like they're never going to sell those houses. They're just going to keep renting them and renting them and renting them and using them as income, and probably not taking very good care of them because they're looking to make the most money they can versus actually upkeeping the property and having it be a home. And so, yeah, I really would like to push into more of the idea of the American dream, right? Is like you have your home and then you have your vacation home. Like, I'm cool with that. That's great. Have your home, have your vacation home. Like anything past that, okay, well, now you need to start contributing more back to society because you're taking that away from someone else. So if that's the case, well, then you got to make up for it with services elsewhere.
What do you think about rent control? I don't know I don't know if it would actually work at necessarily a federal level, but what do you think about like trying to put limitations, kind of, I guess, kind of similar to like prescription drug prices? And this is that just came off the dome, so I'm literally
no,
idea
it's a really
if this
good
actually
question.
works.
Like,
but similar to like caps on prescription drug prices, like
Right.
caps on renting prices, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, and it is a legit question because it does come up in California politics. And like the thing is, rent control is a temporary solution that we need to be looking at right now due to the high prices and to keep people from getting gouged. But the ultimate solution is that we have to build more units, because then the price will naturally come down because there's enough supply to where, you don't have only 3 apartments available. So the landlord can just be like, I'm going to charge whatever I want because you're shit out of luck. You can't go anywhere else. Like that the idea is that, okay, if there's enough supply, if there's enough for everyone to actually be competitive in terms of like looking for different places to live, well, then rents naturally will come down because landlords have to compete with each other. And so that's also why we need to be against the algorithmic price fixing, right? That I think that the realtor's gotten a ton of trouble for that. Like, we have to keep our eye on that in terms of rent price fixing, where if we get, a bunch of different landlords being like, oh, I'm going to subscribe to this algorithm system that says, here's what people are able to pay, right? Not what we think is, is the market rate, but like what we think you can afford. Like, that's not okay, because then you're gouging money from people. That's it's collusion, and that has no place in a capitalist system. Now, I have my own problems with late stage capitalism, but like if we're going to be in a capitalist system,
okay, all right,
we got to try to use the tools that we have.
Hey, I'm a Gen Z trans person. I can talk for days about late stage capitalism.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's a good question, because it is on a lot of people's minds. So yeah, I am definitely in favor of rent control currently right now, until we can get the housing supply built, and then we're still going to need to protect people, particularly low and fixed income people, but we should see it start coming naturally down as there is more supply in the market.
Outstanding. I'm loving the answers here, sir.
No, it's one thing where, like, again, I thought of it because you hear so much from like the abundance Democrat side about like creating extra housing and whatnot. You don't hear a lot from like the Ezra Klein type people about protecting that extra housing from getting bought up by corporations. Right. So I'm glad that you had that you thought about that and you had an answer ready to go. I'm really happy to hear that.
Well, again, because like we have to think about. So as I said, I'm a huge nerd. Like, I love video games and sci-fi fantasy. Like, I also created a tabletop game. So from a rules design perspective, like, I like making rules and I like breaking rules. And so in order to make rules, you have to understand what your rules are incentivizing and how people can break them, right? And I don't think we have a lot of legislators that actually do that. Like, they think, oh, this will solve the problem, but then they don't think through the edge cases and the corner cases. And then now all of a sudden you're scrambling because you have to build a new set of legislation to deal with those edge and corner cases. And
I think it's even less than that. I think I think it's less of a lot of legislators thinking like, oh, this will solve the problem short term, and more of legislators kind of like slapping a Band-Aid on it and kind of pushing away from the actual long-term solutions, right? Like, I think about like the Affordable Care Act, where Affordable Care Act, okay, short-term solution, great, and then Democrats stopped running on universal health care.
Yeah, it's like right, like that wasn't the fix, guys. Like, we still got work to do.
It's like that's a Band-Aid, but you got to go the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's and I think the big problem, and it's what we're seeing with our current political class, is that we have too many people that want to do the job because they view it as a lifetime job, as opposed to, you are doing this job to fix problems. And at some point you will leave and someone else will come in and fix problems. And like, for me personally, I don't need this job. Like, I'm doing it because I want to fix problems, but I have no desire to be a lifetime politician. Like I said earlier, I was very happily retired. Like, I want to go back to that, because this is really cutting into my video game time. I can tell you what.
Like, I don't want to be fucking doing political activism and whatnot. I want to paint my fucking Warhammer minis and fuck off.
Exactly.
Right?
But we have to do it because this is like we've gotten to the point where if we don't do it, things are just going to keep getting worse.
I just want to make 300 more of these guys.
Right?
Oh yeah, look at that! Look at that,
Right?
young lady, that is beautiful.
That is one of my three.
Can you see that thing again?
Was it? That's one of my 3 3D printed bloodthirsters. Very
nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it was a bloodthirster or not.
It is. Oh hell yeah! I'm
I played 40K.
Okay, yeah, I play World Eaters, so you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I play Tyranids. So.
All right.
There's the socialism.
I could never play Tyranids. Way too much work to paint all those gaunts.
Oh yeah,
I have.
So my gaunts are like the 2-foot rule, and my hive tyrants and carnifexes are like the 2-inch rule. Like,
oh no, that's
gaunts, whatever. There's just dry brush and go.
I have 30 berserkers done. I have 20 more on my desk, and I cannot get the motivation to paint these next 20 berserkers. I'm just sitting here like, nah. On the other hand, last week I hulked out and I painted 12 8-bound and a land raider. Just because a guard tank player pissed me off, and I was going to play another guard tank player, so I was like, "Fuck you!" I run an 18 exalted 8-bound, get bodied, but
right, eat that armor.
Yeah, right.
No, but yeah. So getting back kind of the original point, like I really want our politicians to do the long-term solutions, understanding that sometimes it's going to be really hard to do and it's going to take a lot of work and it might be the end of your political career, but we need to do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like that's what I feel we really are missing in our politics is people willing to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, even if it comes at personal cost to themselves.
Well, and even like we see with some of the 2028 hopefuls and whatnot, like obviously, again, being a trans person, a very, very big issue to me is trans rights, right? And we see a lot of 2028 hopefuls, like Buttigieg, who's budged on, trans women in sports, or we see Newsom, who's budged on trans women in sports, and vetoed the HRT access bill and talked about being more culturally normal, right? And there's a frustration I definitely have where it's hard to reconcile because I do believe in harm reduction, right? Like I'm very passionate about what's happening in Gaza. I still voted for Kamala because I believe in harm reduction, right? Even though not happy with her at all. Right.
Same here.
You're about to get canceled by the left, ma'am.
I am the left. All right.
You can't cancel me.
If Emma on the majority report has the same opinion as me, I'm fine. But
yeah, no, it's like and I think to your point,
it's there's a lot of frustration in the like. Can't we just have a fucking candidate that just is consistent about fucking human rights? Just the right thing to do is just or like Newsom is such a big example because like he's such a big 2028 hopeful. Like, can't we have somebody who has a fucking spine and has fucking principles?
Right. That's not Newsom. I can tell you that.
I know. I mean, one of my girlfriends is a trans woman who lives in Pennsylvania. I've heard plenty about Newsom.
Yeah, it's well, and again, like that. I actually spoke on that. So when so last year, after my arrest, I actually got invited to speak at the Democratic State Convention for California, and so like that was one like the main part of my speech was like, as Democrats, we have to be able to say with our chests, trans rights are human rights. Like the war in Gaza is a genocide. Like, and we say these things because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. And so many people do not realize, like, I can't remember the name of the organization, but one of the predominant genocide watchdogs in the entire planet has talked about how the United States is in early to middle stages of a trans genocide.
Yes. Yeah.
It's terrifying.
They're trying to erase trans people from existence. And like,
I'm afraid to leave my fucking house.
Right. And no one should feel that way. Like it's as American citizens, like when we see something like that happen, we have to be willing to stand up and say, no, like this cannot happen. And particularly people like me, straight white dudes, like we need to be leading the charge on that because we have the privilege and power to do so. Like we are the ones that society has been built around. So when we say stuff like that and say, look, this is not okay. Like this is not how our country should be run. Like that. I mean, it sucks that like that's what changes some people's minds, but it does. And we have to be willing to take the hits and do that. Like, because again, if I was in trouble, I would want someone to do that for me. And if I'm not willing to do it myself, how can I ask for that from someone else? So yeah, that's basically my campaign platform. Like I'm gonna do it for you because I want you to do it for me.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the better
inherently a selfish
platforms.
person. Like,
listen, it's still one of the better campaign platforms I've ever heard. So
yeah, right. Like, well, actually, my true campaign platform is leave me the fuck alone. Like that's really what I want.
Again, a campaign platform is leave everybody the fuck alone because I want you to leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Light years better than what 99% of candidates have out there. So I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh man.
I guess we lost Doug. He's currently accusing me of sabotaging his camera and mic on Signal.
Why would anybody sabotage Doug? Doug's phenomenal.
Do you even have that power?
I wish.
Tim is
I would. There's a whole bunch of people I would sabotage.
All right.
Starting with
1, Tim is not that tech savvy to do that. 2, Tim is too lazy to hit the people who are too tech savvy enough to do that. I'm not saying you're tech savvy. I'm saying it's a high degree, you know.
I have to monitor like multiple different monitors and again. So
well, I mean, it's like it's like
Discord.
It's like what V was. It's like what V was saying in the admin chat earlier. We need all sorts of different people with different perspectives to all keep us all honest. You know, and all on the right track towards a better tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, just treat people like people. Like it really isn't hard. Like every human being has an inherent dignity and right to live. Just let them live. Like,
dude, Chris, I wish that wasn't as controversial as a statement as it actually is.
Right? Like it really isn't that hard.
It's painful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's a convenient point to wrap things up because we usually start winding it down about the halfway through the hour mark. And I think we have another meeting with the removal coalition. So also I had several of these and now I gotta.
What were you drinking?
My drink of choice for live streams, for the most part, is a gin gimlet.
Okay.
That
nice.
I've kind of heavily customized over the years that I've been making them.
No.
Yeah. I will be having a margarita after I log off here.
That is my favorite drink when I go out. I'm like, I'm gonna have a like I will test places that serve booze by testing their margarita.
Tim,
just a regular margarita on the salt, on the rocks, lots of salt.
Tim,
I don't like it.
I believe.
I feel you there, Tim. Full disclosure, I've been drinking since like 12.
Listen, I believe.
I live in Pennsylvania. It's 8:30.
It's a state religion.
In the comment section, I believe, has noticed, as I have.
That's Admin Elo.
That
shout out Admin Elo.
That my sabotage here has been complete. I get kicked off for some reason, and now I come back finally fixing the problem, and it's time to go. I see what the fuck is going on.
Doug,
I see what's happening here.
Doug, in your absence, I called Tim not knowledgeable enough to do that sabotage. So I hope it helps.
All right. I'll take
it. I think you also said I'm lazy.
Yeah, no,
fair.
You just said he, didn't you?
Yeah, let's see.
Did I? Was
I'm
the S
sure
silent? Maybe I have a list.
Maybe you do.
Oh man, love y'all. And Mr. Kluwe, thank you. Thank you for taking the bombardment at first, staying honest and with integrity with your answers, and for being here, man. It's a privilege when we get a chance to introduce candidates to people who may not have known them, and to a constituency that they may not have known before. So it's a privilege to have you come on, my friend.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate the time, and it was a good conversation, and I'm off to get my own drink.
Right. No, and now I'm glad to have met you here, and I'm again. I want to reiterate that fucking clip of you getting carried out protesting. I don't even remember what you were protesting, but
it's a MAGA plaque on our public library.
MAGA plaque. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Oh God.
An incredible inspiration, especially to me. Full disclosure, like I only got really super politically active like right after the election, because I had just gotten out of the military. Kamala had just lost, and I was like, well, that didn't work. I got to do something.
Yeah, right. Shit's bad.
Shit's bad. So it's as somebody who's a very young activist again, and also full disclosure, I turned 28 this year. I'm a fucking baby.
It was what I wanted my elected officials to be doing, and I didn't see them doing it. So I'm like, well, I can't ask them to do it if I'm not willing to do it. So I guess I got to do it.
Yeah, and it's fucking critical, and it's incredibly important to see what effective activism does actually, peaceful activism does actually look like.
Yep. So, well, again, thank you so much, everyone, for the time. I really appreciate it, and thank you, chat. It was good to read the comments.
Special shout out to Sean for linking us up. Sean is a member of the Fam of Liberty, I believe. Real quick, so you don't have a primary, right? You're just in it until the election, like the general election.
So it's a jungle primary. So that top 2 vote getters will go on. I'm the only Democrat on the ticket. So my campaign team is very confident that we'll make it through the jungle primary. The problem is going to be in the general, because the district does lean Republican by about 6 to 7 points. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of canvassing, a lot of door knocking. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people here who are fed up with MAGA politics. And like I said, my likely opponent is probably going to be like a hardcore MAGA woman. And so I think it's a very winnable race. And it's just got to put the work in.
How do you feel about impeaching Donald Trump?
It should have been done fucking years ago. Like
should have been done a decade ago.
Yep. Joe Biden had one job, and that was to make sure Donald Trump got put in jail. Like that's like everything else was extra credit. Like that was your one job.
Holy shit! Yes.
So we are partnered with an organization called Citizens Impeachment, and we've had Kira from Citizens Impeachment on our live stream one time. I hit her back. And,
we're gonna have Jordan Herrera on as well at some point, I believe. I think he's on.
So Citizens Impeachment has a coalition that they've been building called the Courage Caucus, and it's essentially, and it's not just Democrats. Like for example, Saturday we had Brian McGinnis on, and I got him linked up with them. So I'm going to reach out to them and ask them, how do you guys feel about state level candidates? Because I'm not really sure how they do the things. I was like, what about Green Party? And they're like, as long as they're down for impeachment. So now we're about to find out state candidates, and I want to get you hooked up with them because I'm pretty sure they can help amplify your campaign.
Wait,
and
you're running for state Congress? I thought you were running for House of Representatives.
State Assembly. Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay.
Yes, it's our version of the House of Representatives.
No,
but it's the state.
That's what I get.
California got to do their own thing.
That's what I get for showing up to the live stream late. To be fair, Facebook.
No.
Facebook Messenger didn't want to port all of my messages over to my PC. That's why I was
you don't get that out because I asked that same question after you got here, woman. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Can I deflect by saying my dog was? Shit, Max is gone.
Yeah.
So blame the dog. Blame the
I was
dog.
gonna blame my dog. But that's what he usually do.
Dog ate my homework. The dog
Yep.
made me forget about the California Assembly and the House of Representatives equivalent.
That's on me. That's on me.
Accountability.
Accountability. Hey, as a corporal of Marines, hey, this Marine did not know, and will correct herself.
There we go. There we go. Outstanding.
Right.
But yeah,
So-
no, I'd love to talk with them because I'm really trying to build a broad coalition because, like, A, that's what you should be doing, and B, it's what it's going to take to win. So, yeah, please, if you can put me in touch, I will absolutely talk to them.
I will reach out as soon as this stream is over. For anybody else that's watching that happens to be also running for office, number one, get your shit together and email us so we can get you on the live stream. And then number two, right down there is a link from LJO, couragefordemocracy.com/become-a-courage-candidate. That's how we get you hooked up. That's how you can get hooked up. If I go to bat for you, it probably goes a little faster. I don't really know. I'm just making shit up at this point. But I got their email address, so I'll just send an email and be like, "Hey, got another one for you."
What he's saying
maybe
is
that
he
goes
has
faster.
the
I don't know.
juice. And then when you get elected, you owe him.
I'm currently out of juice. When you get elected, not if, but when. When you get elected, you come pay me back and be on the live stream as a sitting politician instead of a candidate. That's what we'll do. That's how I'm gonna get some more clout.
That's how we do
Just
it.
having Ro Khanna on the stream apparently didn't catapult us to the big time.
It's because it was because of me. It was all my fault,
Look, no, listen. That time I will take the accountability because I think I talked too much about the things he didn't do right. Even though he was actively doing things right as he was on the show.
All I talked to him about was how disappointed I was with his support of anti-trans individuals. So
yeah,
I'm actually still mad about that live stream, to be honest.
Not
that one shouldn't support Ro Khanna. He has done a lot of very good things.
Yeah,
he, broadly speaking, is on the right side of history. I have disagreements with him, but he's been doing good work. So
work.
not to work on it too much, but
Right. You do have to hold people accountable, though.
Right.
And that's something I learned very quickly in the NFL, right? And if I fuck up a punt, I'm be held accountable.
They gave us like a 10-minute block. It was originally 15, and then obviously a sitting House of Representatives congressperson is going to be busy. But then when it's in the middle of the Epstein things, it's even busier. So they're like, "Yeah, it's 10 minutes," and then they were late. So we actually had like 6 minutes, and
I ate up so much of that. But I don't actually apologize for eating up so much of that. Because I believe in what I asked, but
now insubordination on top of it. What the hell?
I was in a different service. It's fine.
This ain't the military. Shit.
but it's awesome that you mentioned that, Chris. Actually, because I've been seeing a lot of talk about Rama Dawaji. For those who are unaware, Rama Dawaji is Zoran Mamdani's wife.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And she's been getting a lot of flack for things she said on like Twitter when she was fucking 15 and whatnot. But I don't know. I guess I feel the need to say this. I think there's a fine line between like being absurd about things people said when they were 15, right? Because you can be absurd about that. And also,
I'm glad the internet was not social media when I was 15.
Right.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But also,
it would have been bad for me.
But also looking out and saying like, hey, you said some crazy shit when you were 15, and looking for like somebody to say, yeah, I said some fucked up shit when I was 15, and that was bad. And I think there's a middle ground there. I think there is.
Yeah,
and I think
and it's also you can grow as a person. Like that's the whole point is teenagers are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That's part of being a teenager.
Rama Dawaji, right? She said some fucked up shit when she was 15. It is what it is.
Or you could just be like Trump and say, fuck you. I said it and I love it. As a matter of fact, I was right. And you should be right about it.
I'm not going to
just double down.
I'm not going to say my response to that because we will get banned off of YouTube for Fed posting. But like with Rama, right? It'd be like she said some messed up stuff. If she just said, yeah, I was wrong. I grew as a person. Wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. No, that's well. I mean, and again, like as a professional athlete, like you don't become a professional athlete unless you recognize where your mistakes were and then you work to fix them. Like and you can apply that to stuff that's not professional athletics. Like that's something you can just do in life in general.
Well, I mean, like I said, my fucking canned response earlier of this corporal didn't know, and she will try to do better in the future.
That's
all it is.
That's all it comes down to.
That's all you can ask. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out and grab some dinner. So
yeah, we've been trying to
get off for
a while now, but
and my margarita. Yep. We did not get nuked. Congratulations, everyone.
We didn't get nuked. We survived.
We survived.
There was no nuclear exchange today.
Yet.
Tomorrow, who knows?
2 weeks. Infrastructure week.
Set it up, Sarge.
All right, that's going to be our time for tonight. Chris Kluwe, everyone. Thank you so much for being on our live stream, and I definitely want to catch up with you before the midterm elections, and then again after when you win it, and you're a very busy politician. You could probably squeeze us in for like 10 minutes, and we'll keep it on target. Then.
Oh, he's a very busy politician.
I'll absolutely find some time. Thank you so much for having
2 claps and a Rick. Woo!
Oh God.